we love food, colored green, bell peppers and long string beans, pickles, celery, cucumbers too. All these foods are good for you.
Welcome to Storytime Cooks, where we learn about food through books. Today we're going to be reading Plumply Dumply Pumpkin. And October is here, and if you live in Allegheny County, you might see boxes of pumpkins riding down the road and fields of pumpkins growing. It's a beautiful time of the year, and we're going to be reading about this little pumpkin and learning a little bit more about ways we can make some fun pumpkin treats. This book is written by Mary Serfonzo and is illustrated by Valerie Patrone. Peter is looking for a pumpkin, a perfect, plumply, dumply pumpkin. And you can see the leaves on these trees are beautiful orange, just like all these orange pumpkins that are growing. Orange is one of my favorite colors, and we're going to be using oranges in our recipe today. Not a lumpy, bumply pumpkin, not a stumpy, grumpy pumpkin, but a sunny, scrumptious pumpkin. I didn't know there were so many different kinds of pumpkins. You can see the pumpkins grow on a vine and they have leaves, and when they're ripe, they turn bright orange. Finally, on a twining vine, he spies a pumpkin, fat and fine. And he's pointing at this one. That's the perfect pumpkin. Not too fat, though not at all. Not too short, and not too tall. Not some squat, lopsided pumpkin, but a glossy lot of pumpkin. That is a beautiful pumpkin. Why does Peter want a pumpkin? Want a showy, glowy pumpkin? What do you think he might want to do with a pumpkin? Pumpkin pickles? Pumpkin pie? I'll admit I've never had pumpkin pickles before, but I do love some pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pudding? Pumpkin fry? Pumpkin salsa? Pumpkin stew? What is Peter going to do? You can make lots of different yummy foods out of pumpkin. With his pumpkin home at last, Peter starts in working fast. I bet he was tired when he got home because that pumpkin is big. That would be heavy for him to carry. Draws some eyes and draws a chin, then draws a pumply, dumply grin. So before you start carving your pumpkin, sometimes it works well to draw a picture on there as to what it's going to look like. Helps his dad carve into place a simply, dimply, dumply face. And he's got a smiling pumpkin. Lights a light behind the grin. It starts to glow from within. Look how happy that looks. Such a smiley, fun pumpkin face. Later wins the most applause. And really no surprise because he entered his pumpkin in a pumpkin decorating contest. And 4-H is actually going to be having a pumpkin decorating contest this month. So if you visit our website, you can get some more information. And his pumpkin is the prettiest. This one doesn't look very happy. And this one looks kind of mean. But his pumpkin is just really, really a pleasant-looking pumpkin. Perfect pumpkins really do make perfect jack-o'-lanterns, too. And there he is with his ribbon. And he has had a good day. Today we're going to be using oranges to make some pumpkin-themed treats. This actually doesn't have pumpkin in it, but it's a fun way to use a pumpkin theme. And the first one that we're going to do, we actually just took a cutie and drew a pumpkin face on there with a magic marker. So that's a really easy pumpkin. If you wanted to peel your cutie, you could stick a little piece of celery in the top for a stem, and that makes a real cute pumpkin. Or if you're feeling a little bit more creative, you can take an orange and you're going to slice the top off. And I used a tomato knife, something that's kind of pointy, and I went right around the inside of my orange once I sliced the top out, and I scooped all of the center out. This is really fun because it was really juicy, and I poured that juice into a cup and was able to drink some fresh orange juice. And if you've not ever had fresh orange juice, it is really, really delicious. Once you take the orange out, you can mix the orange with some other fruit and make a yummy fruit salad that we're going to stick back into our little pumpkin and make that be a fun container for our fruit salad. But before we stick it in there, we're going to make a pumpkin face on our orange. So you can draw on there first, or you can just start cutting. And this would be something that you would need some adult help with. It's a good idea to wash all your fruits along with your hands before you start cooking. Even though we're not going to eat the outside of this, when we cut through it, anything that's on the outside can be transferred to the inside. But we've made a fun pumpkin face on our orange. We're going to spoon some of our fruit salad in here. And folks, if you have kids that sometimes are not real excited about eating, if we make things be a little bit more fun or creative and let them help mix things up, sometimes that just makes all the difference in the world. So with this recipe, you can use your favorite fruit salad recipe. I've mixed some apples and some raisins with the oranges, put some vanilla yogurt with it, put it back in the pumpkin, put the lid back on, and what a fun way to have some fruit. You can pull that off and you've got a surprise inside. We hope that you've enjoyed this segment of Storytime Cooks, where we learn about food through books, and we'll come back and join us again next week as we learn a little bit more about some Halloween treats.
We love food colored green, bell peppers and